Alrighty guys, so first things first, I drained all of my IBC totes and I have them in bypass mode. So this is open from the top. I have the bottom open and the valve open that goes outside there. You can see it there. Now what's with all the towels and rags in the corner? I put them in just in case we have a flood or something. Now I changed out the little rubber washer in the first flush system. So the bypass one is in. It's a large hole, so the water just pours out. The ball is still in there. I couldn't get it off without some pliers. I don't have those big water pump pliers. So I'm gonna have to get a pair for the tiny house, obviously. But I think it'll be okay. Anyways, I have the electric heater mat wrapped around the drain tube quite a few times with a piece of wire wrapped around that. So what that does is it keeps the tube at 80 degrees and the rest of the bottom portion of the drain system at 80 degrees, which is awesome. And you can see the extension wire there. And it goes back to the wind turbine setup here into a little 12 volt plug. And I have a kind of a similar setup where I have another mat underneath the batteries, keeping them nice and toasty. And actually the wind turbine likes the USB heater mat loads because it's never run so long in its life with these loads on. Like if I put anything heavier on, it's not going to do it. Now right now the wind's not going, so it's doing a nasty face on it. So the battery's sitting at 12.3, and this is a smart switch as well, so it's powering when the heater mats come on and off to save the battery, to help protect the battery. So when this hits about 13 volts, the heater mats will switch on, and then it kind of just holds its own when that goes on. So that's about it. So that's it for winter. I also, guys, I drained the sink and the shower. The little trap has a little service cap on the bottom. I pulled that off, drained it, did the same on the shower, so there's no standing water in the tiny house now. I've left my washer spin dryer open for quite a few weeks now to let all the moisture hopefully evaporate out of there before big freeze comes. And yeah, that's what we're into. So I got the barrel stove going, got the fan running. I just threw in a bunch of scrap wood, no real actual logs yet, because I didn't know how long I'd be here today. One thing I wanted to show you, what's this extension cord, this heavy duty extension cord? Let me show you something, guys. So I kind of figured out how to use the wind turbine via this connector to power on a 120 volt lithium charger. So I'm gonna get into that next, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so I wanted to show you my little setup for the wind turbine, turning it into a dump load for my lithium iron phosphate batteries. So let's say at nighttime we have a windy night and obviously no solar coming in. Maybe I need a little top up on my lithium batteries over there. What I came up with is, this is a, sorry about the glare here guys, let me turn this light on. Solve this possibly a little better. So this is a 75 watt cheapo modified sine wave deal. Output 115 volts, 60 hertz, Input 13.2 volt DC, 5 amp max, 13.2 volt, 5 amp max. And then it has a USB output, 5 volt at 500 microamps, I think. So it's a 60 watt, 0.52 amp continuous, 75 watt for 5 minutes, 60 watt, then the rest is in French. So anyways, the idea with the heavy gauge extension cord is that gets plugged in to the receptacle. This slides in to my 12 volt connector on the wind turbine where my heater mats are plugged into. And then if we go take a walk down the tiny house, I'm gonna shut the light off and we'll go take a walk and I'll show you that. So if we follow this extension cord, now I know this is just a temporary setup, guys. I was doing an experiment. So we follow this cord, and then into that cord plugs into my lithium charger, which is then, if you follow these red and black wires, they are wired directly to my batteries at the terminals here, positive, negative, and they will give a dump load charge or like just a trickle charge into the batteries here. So when it is working and plugged in, this will light up and start doing a trickle charge from the wind turbine power into the lithium power pack, or the lithium batteries, lithium iron phosphate batteries. Now that charger is made specifically for lithium iron phosphate batteries, so I don't have to touch anything. And this little inverter that I bought a while ago, 75 watt, gives this a thing of use. The nice thing about it, there's no switches on it whatsoever. So when power comes through via the wind turbine through here, it automatically turns that inverter on, starts sending power through the extension cord and doing its job. I don't have to come over here and manually throw any switches. It's all controlled by the Smart Switch PWM charge controller, which I'm only using as a smart switch. It's not charging these batteries up whatsoever, because the wind turbine, that's its job. It's separately wired in. It's a bit goofy. It has a built-in charge controller in the wind turbine head, and that's just the way it is. But anyways, just wanted to share that with you guys. It does work. I want to stay over here on a pretty decent winter night, like have a bunch of snow on the ground, have it snowing. Want to do a stay over, use the barrel stove, see how the tiny house performs through all this, because it's important to know. You got to know what the hell's going on. So that's that. Hopefully you enjoyed.